Morning, gentlemen. Jim Tracy, Land Use Council for Federal Materials and Thorndike Resources. In my comment last week, in possibly overly profuse complimenting of the board for your town meetings, I did omit one player in those meetings that I think deserves some public recognition. That's former Sheriff Mike Brasfield. If I was him, I'd sit down with you guys right now and negotiate a contract for him to be the permanent facilitator of community meetings.
Yeah.
He was excellent, and I think really meaningfully contributed to the success of the event. And it deserves some recognition. As you all read in the newspapers, Federal Materials, Inc. has filed for protection under and reorganization under Chapter 11 of the Bankruptcy Code. I'm not here today to explain the bankruptcy code to you. I'm not a bankruptcy lawyer, beyond knowing that there's 4 different forms of bankruptcy in the bankruptcy code. I do know that Chapter 11 is reorganization. It is, as you probably know, the same tool chosen by Port Townsend Paper, General Motors, Chrysler, United Airlines, US Air, W.R. Grace, Eddie Bauer, Pacific Gas and Electric, Washington Mutual, list can go on. The theory of Chapter 11 is pretty damn simple. It is better to keep people working and to assure that creditors are ultimately paid, although not in as timely a fashion as they might like to be paid, than it is to have a company go Chapter 7 bankrupt, which is liquidation and disposal, where people are out of jobs and creditors collect 10, 15, 20, 30 cents on the dollar. So that's what's happening. You may or may not have a copy of the press release that went out to newspapers on which the stories were based. I thought the stories were pretty well done in terms of being factual this time. I'll give them some credit. I'm attaching a contemporaneous article from Time magazine which talks about the unemployment in the construction sector of the economy, which is in depression. Let me say that again with a D, depression. Quoting just quickly, nationally unemployment fell to 9.7% in January, but in construction it jumped from 18.7% to 24.7%. From the Federal Materials corporate point of view, the next year doesn't look any better and it could be worse. And we are going to do everything we can to keep the 70 families that are supported by the family wage jobs paid at Federal Materials working rather than being laid off. I'll give you more information. I'm going to submit this for the record and publication now. I'll give you more information on that next week. Thank you. My time is up.